So you guys went absolutely bonkers for the Michael Myers versus videos. The comments were absolutely flooded with people saying, dude, Jason Voorhees next. And honestly, I mean, how can I not? I mean, come on, Michael and Jason are essentially the faces of horror. Like, if you're talking about slashers, these two basically own the genre, if we're really being real here. So today we're putting the hockey mask back on Jason Voorhees. We're actually gluing it to his face so he can come back for another sequel because we need another movie. And then we're seeing which horror killers from this list could actually survive against the one and only Jason Voorhees, or could they beat him? So I mean, the tiers are very self-explanatory. We got they beat Jason 50-50 and Jason wins. So the first person that we have on this list is none other than Art the Goat. Now for this video, we're going to be putting zombie Jason and human Jason up against, you know, different characters. Like for instance, we're going to be putting zombie Jason up against people like Pinhead because they're supernatural. But for Ghostface, we're going to be putting up human Jason Voorhees against Ghostface. So for Art the Clown, we're doing Art and zombie Jason, since they both technically can't die and they're both immortal. Now, they both tank some serious injuries and always come back from it. Like I'm talking about, they always come back from it. I mean, every single horror movie in literal existence, the main character or the main slasher always comes back, whether they die or they don't die. And yeah, it might take them a couple of minutes to get back on their feet, but you know, they're still getting on their feet nonetheless. So you would think that this is just a tie since they're both immortal, or like a 50-50. Like, hey, if they both can't die, how does one win? Well, I mean, you're kind of right in that sense, but winning a fight doesn't mean you have to kill them. Like, if both are immortal, I'd look at it like a UFC match. You know, they would both fight until the other one gets knocked out, or they let it go to the judge. But in this case, since there's literally no refs in a slasher versus slasher scenario, it would only have to be a knockout or completely dismember their body to the point where they just can't move anymore. And also, don't forget, Art the Clown can feel pain like a normal human. Even though Art might still be a tall guy around like 6'2" or something, but he weighs like 150 pounds soaking wet. So I mean, like, yes, he is very strong, like he can break skulls with his bare hands as seen in Terrifier 3, but I mean, like, he's not doing anything to Jason Voorhees whatsoever. Even in a close quarters fight, Jason Voorhees is ripping off Art the Clown's head in literally just one grab, and boom, his head is completely off his body. So yeah, Jason dog walks Art the Clown and knocks him out in the first 7 seconds of the first round. So Art the Clown, honestly, Jason wins easily. Next, we have the Creeper. So now we've got the Creeper versus zombie Jason Voorhees. Now, this fight could happen in two different ways. One in the open and one in a secluded area. So if they met out in the open, Jason would kind of have a tough time getting close because the Creeper can fly. And that's a pretty huge advantage over somebody that can't fly like Jason Voorhees. So if the Creeper would be flying overhead of Jason, throwing spears or throwing really whatever he wants at him, or even picking Jason up and then dropping him out of the sky, that can do some serious damage. Now, I mean, since Jason is known to tank anything in mankind, I feel like flying for the Creeper wouldn't be the reason that he defeats Jason Voorhees. I mean, Jason literally got flown around by Freddy in the dream state and still got back up like nothing happened. So as we can see, Jason can tank some flying hits or being thrown around in air, if that makes any sense. Now, if this fight takes place in a secluded area, so let's say Camp Crystal Lake, I feel like Jason would dominate easy peasy. So even if the Creeper gets him in the air, it's really not entirely over. Even though Jason's got no way to counter that, he's going to simply just have to tank it. And as I've already said, he's tanked stuff like this before against Freddy. So honestly, I don't have the Creeper winning 100%. I would say it's low-key pretty even. Like, I don't have him beating Jason easy peasy. So I feel like this could just go either way. And next we have Ghostface. Now, we're going to use Roman Bridger in this scenario because I always use Billy and Stu. Now, Roman is easily the smartest Ghostface out of the entire bunch, or out of the entire franchise of Scream. He's not just a slasher, in my opinion. He is a mastermind, and he was the first person to work alone as a Ghostface. And he would be going up against human Jason in this scenario because Roman Bridger is a human. So Roman's intelligence already gives him a pretty big advantage over Jason. Unlike most killers on this list, or probably every single killer on this list except maybe Pinhead, he would study Jason, learn his weaknesses, figure out his kill patterns, and maybe even try to set up a few traps before ever coming face to face with him. But even if Roman knows every single weakness that Jason has, I still don't think that's enough for him to beat him. Now you might say, well, characters in the Friday 13th franchise all the time always manage to beat Jason in the movies. We've seen it. That's just how it goes. And yeah, I feel like that's just called plot armor. That's not really skill. It's kind of the writer's way of giving the audience a breather before Jason literally comes back in the sequel. Now, don't get me wrong, this wouldn't be an easy win for Jason. I guess it kind of would. But I mean, Roman's clever, and he would definitely put up a strategic fight. I mean, if it ever went to hand-to-hand combat, obviously Roman Bridger would get sliced and diced. There would be no contest there whatsoever, but Roman's pretty smart. I feel like he wouldn't just fight a 6'6", 300-pound man. But I really still couldn't give Roman Bridger a 50-50 over Jason. In this case, you guys might be like, are you stupid? I might have to put Roman Bridger over Art the Clown in this scenario. In this scenario, only because Roman's going up against human Jason Voorhees and Art's going up against zombie Jason Voorhees. And next we have Pinhead. Now Pinhead right away is going in They Beat Jason. I don't really have to say anything about this. This is kind of a no-brainer. Pinhead is literally an interdimensional being from hell that can do all these supernatural things. Honestly, I even have Pinhead over Freddy. I mean, I think that's a no-brainer as well. But Pinhead doesn't need to use the dream state. He could just do everything that he does in the real world. Like, if Freddy could do everything that he could do in the real world, he would be OP. Pinhead is basically Freddy, but he can do it in the real world, but 10 times. And next we have Rob Zombie's Michael Myers. Now in my last video, I did human Jason Voorhees against John Carpenter's Michael Myers. And I gave Jason the win last time, but this time we're spicing things up. For this video, I'm putting Rob Zombie's Michael Myers up against Jason Voorhees as a human, since they're both humans. So if these two were to 1v1, it wouldn't be about strategy at all. Because like I said before in my last video, Jason isn't an intelligence killer, and neither is Michael. I mean, yes, they know how to stalk, yes, they're stealthy, but like compared to like an intelligent being like Hannibal Lecter, it's just like they just don't have any smarts. I don't really know what to say. They have like animalistic smarts where they know how to protect their territory, but that's it. That's literally it. They purely just rely on brute strength. So in this fight, it would be about endurance. Who can take more hits and who can keep swinging? Because these two are literally, what, the same in height and the same in weight? So I mean, like, it's just gonna be a brutal bloodbath. Now, Jason's used to pain. He's been stabbed, shot, burned, and still keeps going. Michael, Rob Zombie, on the other hand, channels his pain into power. Every single time he gets angry or every single time he gets hit, he just keeps going even worse. Like, he just doesn't stop. So I feel like Michael would be better in close quarters in this scenario, Rob Zombies. But I feel like if they fought in an open area like the woods, Jason would take it, because Rob Zombie's Michael Myers is kind of just like this big beast. Like, that's really the best way you can explain it. So I would say no one really wins in this one. Like, it's literally a 50-50. Anyone could win. Next, we have Leatherface. So now we're going to do human Jason versus Leatherface. Now, these are both very big boys. Pause. Just like the Michael versus Jason fight that everybody hypes up. Bro, I feel like I would love to see a Michael or Jason versus Leatherface movie now that I think about it. Like, if you low-key think about it, both Jason and Leatherface are kind of alike. They both kind of protect their territory in a way. Like, if you step foot in Crystal Lake, you're kind of cooked. And if you show up near Leatherface's crib, you're kind of cooked. Now, when Leatherface fights, it's kind of like watching a panic attack, but this time with a chainsaw. Like, imagine you're having a panic attack and you have a chainsaw in your hand. That's kind of the best way to describe how Leatherface fights. But Jason, on the other hand, he's kind of the opposite. He's calm and moves like he's a true hunter. Now, a chainsaw against human Jason, honestly, is pretty OP if you really think about it. And on top of that, they're the same exact size, so Leatherface could do some real damage. But Leatherface is also a very emotional person, and honestly, I feel like he might even low-key be scared of Jason, because I mean, he's scared of his own family. Leatherface might be strong, but once Jason gets past that chainsaw, I feel like it's GG. I'll put him at the top of Jason wins, because I just don't see him in any scenario really winning against Jason, in my opinion. Next, we have Chucky. Now, the thing about Chucky is he's way more dangerous than people give him credit for. Yeah, I mean, he's small, but I mean, he's pretty smart. Not as smart as like Roman Bridger, and he actually has a supernatural edge thanks to that voodoo curse. Like, the best way, in my opinion, to describe Chucky is that he's like Ant-Man. But also, Jason is not the kind of guy you can just sneak up and stab him in the leg. Like, Jason would literally take the knife out of his leg, then punt Chucky like a football across Crystal Lake. But here's where things do get tricky. Maybe he could even try to possess Jason's body with his ritual if he had enough time. The problem is Jason doesn't really have much of a soul left to transfer into, especially now that he's a zombie, because we're doing zombie Jason against zombie, well, not zombie Chucky, we're doing zombie Jason against Chucky because Chucky's supernatural, so it only makes sense. But once Jason grabs Chucky, it's kind of just GG. Yeah, we'll put him right there. And next we have Candyman. So Jason can't just stab or decapitate a ghost like he usually does to all his victims. And Jason's entire fighting style, as we've said in this entire video, is he just depends on hitting something he can physically destroy. Like for instance, he wouldn't be smart enough to set Candyman on fire or use his weaknesses against him. He just simply has brute force. Yes, he has that territorial hunter type of vibe, but that's more animalistic rather than actual intelligence. I don't think he would use fire against Candyman. Even though Jason's basically undead, he still exists in the physical world, and Candyman could appear and then vanish whenever he wants against Jason. So if Jason tried to swing on him, but you might say, well, I mean, if Jason gets a hold of him, then it's just GG, he's gonna slam him. I really would put Candyman in They Beat Jason. Is that kind of crazy to say? It's either 50-50, it's either they beat him or it's 50-50 like right here. I don't know, truthfully. I feel like it's safe to put him in 50-50. Just to be safe, we'll put him in 50-50. And thank you guys so much for watching.